real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Harry Timko was in an open relationship with his partner, so he started dating the defendant after they met online. Harry claims he soon discovered the defendant was vicious, and he has the harassing text messages to prove it. Harry's suing his former lover for a loan. Defendant Tony Williams says he had just broken up with his boyfriend when he started dating Harry, and Harry did not tell him about his partner until 3 months into their relationship. Tony's countersuing for the cost of iTunes music.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I met the defendant on an online website called Grindr, and
Grindr?
Yes, Grindr.
Well, you cooks or you chefs? Or?
No, it's a gay social network, and so we met for the purpose.
Gay men who are chefs?
No.
No. No, who want to get laid?
Pardon?
Men who would like to play, basically.
And it's called
Grindr. Scruff is another one.
Okay. Scruff's a little different, but Grindr, that's...
Same aspect. Social networking site to meet men for men to meet men.
I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay.
I mean, a heterosexual site could be the same name. So is that the nature of the site? That's pretty much what they're implying?
That's the name.
Oh.
All right, I got it.
Yes. But anyway, when we met on Grindr, we met for actually the purpose of being friends with benefits. I do have a partner, and Mr. Williams was aware of it at the time.
So y'all cheating?
I met him. No, actually, it was an open relationship.
Thank you.
It was an open relationship. And,
with your partner?
My partner was an open relationship, yes. My partner knew I was meeting him.
All right.
So
why
were you just on that site by
knew he had
yourself?
a partner?
No, I did not. Not for 3 months down the line.
You deceived him about the partner?
No, I did not. We had that discussion when we first met.
So why wasn't he on the application?
Sir, let him finish. Go ahead.
Mr. Williams claims that he was hurt by this, but this is not his first time at this rodeo. His last partner prior to him started out as 2 partners, and he was the 3rd person that met them.
What's that have to do with you?
So anyway.
He's just saying that you have a pattern.
Okay, no, I don't.
That's his allegation. You said that you all became friends with benefits,
yes,
which is pretty much a sexual relationship, and that's it. No commitment, no anything. All right.
Well, actually, there were very few benefits because I think we only had sex like maybe 3, maybe 4 times at most.
Was that before or after my spine fuse?
That was over an 8-month period.
Thanks.
Tony is a very vicious person. He's mean, cold, calculating personality. As you can,
and you're a stalker.
He said some things about my partner, which I would not like to repeat here.
Good.
However, I do have some text messages which will kind of demonstrate what kind of person he is and what kind of things he says.
Do you want me to look at those before you proceed into the case? Because this is all background, right? This isn't really going to help me decide the case.
The ones that are marked partner.
Thank you.
This is just a little gossip I can read.
Thank you.
So it's just the ones that are
I have some for you too, Your Honor.
You got some gossip?
I sure do.
I think you forgot what my background is.
My aunt.
I'm exhausted, hurt, and so much more. You played me for a fool. You're about to get... Oh, now this last sentence, sir, very, very cruel.
What did I say?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, look at the next page.
It can't get any worse than this. You are vicious if you said this. Nah, seriously, man. People don't say this stuff unless they have...
Please.
Especially in the community where he comes from, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams, he also is... he actually has a means of control people.
Oh, yeah.
The way he controls people is through fear, accusations of lying. And he also has a book when we first met that he showed me that actually is a 12-step program on not only how to get people to do things that you want them to do, but how to get people to want to do things for you. And
the laws of power.
Let me allow him to give some background. You kind of threw me off with this, man. Or what do you want to tell me?
There's nothing open about Harry. He's not honest. He didn't tell me until 3 or 4 months down the road that he had a significant other, but he was looking to get out of the relationship. I didn't know anything about that. Okay.
No, that's not right.
And so I went ahead and mind you, I was having some spinal issues. I had a spine fuse at the time, so my mind was really cloudy at the time. Okay. I did have my spine fuse. Pain took place. I was on some Dilaudid. I was on morphine, oxycodones, and whatnot. Okay.
No, you were high out of your mind.
Man,
that's what you were.
That's why he was in my life.
You were bad.
You know?
Go ahead, sir.
So, you know, there were a few good aspects about him in my life. He was there for me. You know, I was just getting past my relationship. Yes, my ex-partner. You know, Grindr is a social networking application. So yeah, maybe I want to meet somebody new, but not somebody who is partnered and not telling you a lie 3 months down the line.
You say he did.
He did not tell me. He did not tell me. So anyway, our relationship progressed. He kept coming around. He was staying with me. My landlord threatened to go ahead and raise my utilities or throw me out because he was always seeing him there. Okay, so I said, that's fine. Here is the evidence of, and I was past due because I wasn't working because of the spine fuse. So I would have $150 late fee each time. Even if I was $1 late, I'd get that, and it added up. Okay, and there was no contribution by this man right here. This is the first notice I got in June with him being there.
Please.
This is the second one.
He didn't live there. Why was he supposed to?
I never had a key to the place.
Huh?
I never had a key. I had a key.
No, you took the key.
And as soon as I was done with my run around, he said, "I want my key back."
Did you have your own place?
I had my own place, yes.
Yep, with his lover.
I had my own place, I paid rent, and when he didn't want me there, he sent me home.
Go ahead.
In November, I sent him this email.
Let me see it, please.
Advising him that I really wanted to cut off the madness. The madness was unacceptable.
Now, what was the madness?
Him and his lover and them going back and forth trying to work the relationship out. I had went over to the house.
Okay, playing with your feelings.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. But he had no. The only financial aid he had was his 401k because he can't get a job anywhere because of his personality.
I don't need that.
December 10th.
Because of his personality.
Thank you, Daddy.
I apologize.
Let me tell you. You know there's a bed here. You can sleep overnight.
Right.
You know there's a shower here too.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to your unpaid loan. What loan are you suing him for?
I loaned him $3,000 to cover his past due rent plus his current month's October rent.
When?
October 2011.
The $3,000 was loaned in October?
It was loaned October 3rd, 2011.
And this eviction notice.
I didn't have to worry about it.
We discussed a promissory note on 3 different occasions.
All right, sir. You showed me this talking about he didn't help you, and he says, and I'll let you answer, he says that in fact that's exactly what he did. He says that around the same time that you got this notice from management saying you owed $3,000, he says around that same time he loaned you $3,000. That's what you're saying?
Actually, he got the first notice from them, and it was somewhere in the amount of $3,800.
Okay.
And he asked me to give him the money to pay the rent, and I
didn't have any money in June.
I said that
How
was
would you
too
do
much.
that? I did have my spine fuse. Pain took place. I was on some Dilaudid. I was on morphine, oxycodones, and whatnot. Okay.
No, you were high out of your mind.
And
That's what you were.
That's why he was in my life.
You were bad.
You know. So.
Plaintiff Harry Timko was in an open relationship with his boyfriend when he started an intimate relationship with the defendant. But the defendant insists Harry didn't mention his boyfriend until 3 months into their affair.
Sir, what was the agreement on the $3,000 loan?
He would pay me back $50 every paycheck, which was every 2 weeks, until the loan was paid.
For the rest of his life? When was he to begin?
He was supposed to begin. He actually had a plan of repayment. He was going to be moving into a friend's house at the end of December because he begged me. He says, "Can I borrow it off of you? I promise that I will pay you back." And we had the terms. When he moved in with his ex-friend, and his rent was going to go down in half. He wanted to spend one more New Year's Eve at his apartment so he could watch fireworks at the Space Needle out his window.
But I didn't.
One more time. When was it to begin?
It was supposed to begin January of 2012. It should have begun.
And has he paid you anything?
Did you just make that up?
He's paid me none.
All right, and when you ask for your money, what does he tell you?
He tells me that he tells me a lot of things. I don't know what the excuse is going to be today.
Where are those texts?
Actually, first he said that he has an aunt that will attest that it was a gift, who he was not on speaking terms with her at the time the loan was made.
I have that from her,
because
too.
he had an argument about a commuter mug, and he didn't talk to her for 3.5 months about a commuter mug that she threw away.
All right. So obviously, immediately he insisted it was a gift. That's what you're saying?
Actually, first he actually disputed the fact that the cashier's check that I sent him was a fake cashier's check. And
that was the first excuse. Next excuse was that it was a gift. Then what?
Yeah, that I owed him for his iTunes, I owed him for rent, all this other stuff.
All right. Sir, what do you say? The $3,000 he alleges he loaned you in October.
I believe it was his contribution for staying with me all those times.
You
it
believe?
was a gift. Yeah.
What was discussed when
There was nothing discussed. There was nothing. He said, "I'm going to do this for." Oh, no. Let me tell you. When we did talk, I told him I wanted to move back because I couldn't pay. I didn't want to pay all this for where I was living. It wasn't worth it in Belltown. He said, "No, it's fine. It's my contribution to you." Blah blah blah. He would help me out with this, and
he told you it was a gift.
He told me it was a gift.
Good
Basically,
enough.
here, you've done so much for me.
I do not.
Who has any proof of anything?
Excuse me?
Who has any evidence?
Here you go, sir. That's for him.
What
That's
is that you're handing me?
This is an email from him telling me he had hoped I would have brought it up to him. I would have brought it up to him by now. Unfortunately, we never had a discussion about bringing the money up, so I wouldn't have brought it up to him.
Let's see that. Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
You outlined that part or highlighted it or use your pen
We had a discussion on February 22nd.
All right, sir, no.
I'm sorry.
You just told me 3 different instances in which you talked to him about it. So we're going to see if you are emailing him saying that you hadn't talked about it. I'm a little bothered by a few things and have been hoping you'd bring something up so I wouldn't have to. But I can't.
Wait.
I'm in need. Okay, but I can't hope anymore. I'm in need and I need to get it off my chest and let you know how I feel. Tony, I loaned you $3,000. This tells me 2 things, sir. It may perhaps suggest that you didn't ask.
It clearly says I told you it wasn't necessary.
Much before this.
I said
However, you need to just let me finish. Typically, a person does not send a private email to another person speaking of a previous event, conversation, or transaction, knowing that only the 2 of you are going to see it, unless they're delusional. So are you saying this man was delusional enough to believe that you agreed to pay him? Because that's what he's saying only to you. This email is only to you. So people, it's like if I say at the door, I come and I whisper. I say, oh, there's some pretty girls out in the, what's it name? Now, I didn't expect any of you all to know what I said. That's why I whispered. Well, I told him there's some pretty ladies in the audience. But if every single person in here is ugly, then I'm delusional. Because it's just between me and him. I'm not lying for anybody to hear it. It's just a conversation between he and I. So that's what I'm saying. If there's a private conversation, it's more credible what was said. This is clearly private. I'm going to give credibility to it because I don't think he's delusional. Now, your counterclaim.
Well, Your Honor, when he came over to stay at my place, my computer had broken, my PC, so he would always bring his laptop over. I downloaded my music from my iTunes account. Whenever we stopped talking, he took off and I don't want him anymore. All that music was still on his computer. Well, it took him a while to get it back to me. We kind of talked in December. He finally got me a flash drive with only the music he wanted to give to me.
Tony, you have all your music.
Let him finish, sir.
And he only gave me the music that I was supposed to get. I guess apparently he wanted me to have. I cannot log into that iTunes account. Apparently he changed the password. He'd done I had to create a new account. I lost my 1,500 songs. And basically.
You told me you re-downloaded it.
Okay.
And you paid how much for those?
They were $1.29 each. I would say
$13.55 is what you're suing
Correct.
for. So that's
probably more than that with all the ones prior to that were
Sir,
downloaded.
what do you say to that?
I had no access to his account. As a matter of fact, he put my
all right,
credit
you
card
have
number
any
in his
evidence
account.
that he has prohibited you, sir?
No, I don't have a computer in front of me to show you. I can't log into that
However,
account.
you have the evidence.
No,
I don't know and don't care how you present it.
No,
you
I
have
don't
to
have
present
that. No,
it.
I
So
don't.
all that about, no, I don't have it in front of me. I don't have my computer to do so. I don't care what you have. He has proven his case. I believe him. I believe this email communication where he discusses the exact terms of the deal with precision. He sends it to you. You don't send anything back saying you're delusional. You don't have anything to prove your case by your own admission. Therefore, I can't grant you a judgment.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
Tony, that is closure.
Okay, yeah, your closure. You're done.
Thank you.
That's why you're here. On to the next victim. Go back to your man. Go back to your lover. Go back to your.
It's easy for you to ask for money.
I didn't ask for anything.
What
It's
is
easy
it?
for you to use.
What's
people.
What's an
Put it together.
Tell me,
Put
what's
it
the name?
together. The man you're with.
Tell me, what is it? Go ahead.
Figure
tell
it
me.
out.
Go ahead.
Figure it out.
That's you.
I'm sure you're giving it to everyone else.
I never want to see you again in my life.
Okay, good.
I hope I never
I haven't seen you
cross
for how
paths again.
long?
You're
No
the
one
one
wants to see
You're
you.
the one that kept texting me. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
You
got here though, didn't you?
You initiated contact.
Right, you won.
So, no, you started contact back February 22nd.
Okay. Not for anything else.